Invitation to Philosophy of Education, Eastern Philosophy. Here are the objectives. After reading this chapter, students are expected to: number 1, describe the relationship of philosophy and education. Number 2, explain what philosophy of education is and its relevance. And number 3, acquire a clear understanding regarding the different philosophical systems relevant to philosophy of education. The Visit of Gurus, Eastern Philosophy. In the Buddhist story, A Wise Man's Words, an ancient city of Fuyang is stuck with a chain of unfortunate events. The bandits murdered and robbed its people, and floods destroyed all their belongings, while the others are drowned to death. The local official Li Peiting sought for his teacher, the great sorcerer Lin, to ask the cause of these ill-fated events. The Guru replied with wisdom: "You reap as you sow. People are selfish and cruel. They only think about their stomachs, so they kill animals and eat their meat. There is no escaping the power of nature. People who done wrong bring misfortune down upon themselves and upon their families. Those who go against nature bring themselves tragedy." Buddhism, and especially Hinduism, started out philosophy earlier than Thales, who is heralded as the father of philosophy. Whenever we talk about philosophy, we usually attribute its origin to the Greeks because of the etymological sense of the word, and ancient Greeks tried to separate religion from philosophy. The case of Eastern philosophy, religion and philosophy are very much intertwined, and one of its immeasurable effects is manifested in education. The founder of the two largest religions, Siddhartha Gautama and Jesus Christ, were also teachers. These teachers taught the world wisdom that is important not only in this material world, but good for the next life. These are the major characteristics of Eastern philosophy of religion. One of the earliest aims of Eastern philosophy of education is to make the natural phenomena comprehensible to human beings who are mere mortals, such as the Vedic texts of the Hindus, which made the forces more understandable in their anthropomorphic guise. But as time passes by, Indian and Chinese philosophies became more sophisticated and veered away from the gods and goddesses. Buddhism recognizes the idea that life is full of suffering. This may sound negative, but if you analyze, it is more realistic. If there is suffering, there is solution to it, which is meditation. The root of suffering is not desire itself, for it is only normal for humans to desire someone or something. The cause of suffering is clinging, or when you cannot let go of that thing or someone that you desire. Buddhism's suggestion to help alleviate suffering is to alleviate the mind. Meditating also helps a person plunge into a deep realization of things and calms the mind. Eastern educational philosophy emphasizes the importance of teacher-student relationship, and the change brought by this relationship should be manifested in the student's life. Because the difference between religion and philosophy in Eastern philosophy is blurred, teachers are not only seen as mere educators, but also as prophets, gurus, masters, or spiritual leaders. Change is important because they say that living a good life requires thought that motivate a person to change, especially his or her attitudes. One of the distinct characteristics of Eastern philosophy is that it pays great reverence to nature. The Japanese, amidst their technological advancement, still continue to practice traditions that manifest this. Eastern philosophy believes that a study of nature should promote introspection and emphasizes the inner life. Wisdom and enlightenment achieved through observing nature and pilgrimage are not only beneficial to the individual but also to society. When it comes to methods of teaching, Eastern philosophy has diverse approaches. These styles are highly dependent on the school, but the common goal is directed to purposes of living in accordance to the teachings, to eliminate suffering, to achieve enlightenment or nirvana. In Indian philosophy, it emphasizes yoga as one of their many methods that liberates the mind from material existence. They also use oral traditions and read sacred texts or sutra, such as the Upanishads, which represent a spiritual and philosophical basis. Buddhism is also interested in yoga, Taoism in attitude shaping, Confucianism in rules of conduct. In Christian thought, teachers are also important, for they help the students to achieve knowledge not only of the material world, but most especially of the spiritual. As for the role of teachers, gurus are placed at the center of the student's life. They are chosen carefully, for they should have obtained not only knowledge, but enlightenment as well, for students expect them to lead them in the correct path. In Eastern philosophy, teachers promote and considered as the authorities in interpreting the sacred. Acknowledgement contents taken from Exploring the Philosophical Terrain, edited by Lenny D.I.R. Garcia, published by C&E Publishing Incorporated, 2013. Thank you.